Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode 134. And hello, welcome. I feel like I'm a little out of sorts today. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Sunday, and I have to record because this week flew by. So real quick, we'll go over the knit-alongs. We still have our knit-along going on for Ruby, the lovable, huggable monster, and Xander, the trusty sloth. I love how he hangs. So much fun. There's already some finished objects. The knit-along goes until the 28th, so you still have 4 more weeks. Because today's February 1st, so technically 27 days until I close out the knit-along. Up for grabs is a skein of O-loops on the glitter base. It was donated to the podcast for a gift, and it was a club skein, and it's called Makes Me Feel Good. So it's beautiful pinks and blues. So pretty. So excited. I love it when the finished objects start rolling in. So there's a couple rubies done. There's someone working on the Xander. So fun. I love it. And then I talked last week about other knit-alongs coming up. If you're interested, watch last week's show. Because I don't want to keep rehashing it and people going, oh my god, here we go again. So I have no finished objects yet again. I feel like it's been forever since I've finished something. But I've made progress. So we'll start first with my year and temperature scarf. Since yesterday was the last day of January, it's all caught up. So this is all of July. And I'm like, kind of blends in with my sweater. And then I did, well, technically 2 rows. So I knit back and forth with like the silvery gray that I did as kind of the buffer at the end. And I'll do that at the end of every month. So there's like a break. So you can kind of look and see, oh look, there's January, February, you know, and so on. So lots of aqua, which I love. Some purple. So I'm doing mine all in seed stitch. I am just doing the highs. I know some people do the averages. Some people do highs and lows. I'm doing the high for the day. And I'm using Cascade Heritage Silk. There's 11 different colors, and I can't even rattle them all off to you. But it feels nice. I mean, the yarn is nice and soft. I like the seed stitch rather than just doing garter. I don't know why I couldn't think of that for the moment. Because then it's the same on the back as the front. So it'll be fun, right? 1 month down, 11 more to go. It's been quite a cold January, but not as cold as I think last year. I think we only had 1 day out of January that was in single digits for the high. I mean, we've definitely had some single digits in the lows. And I'm like, I keep telling myself, like, you gotta stick with it. Like, I don't want to say that I feel like I'm over it. I just feel like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be the longest I've continually worked on a project and had it on the needles. I mean, that's a full year. I mean, I have stuff sitting around in project bags that have been on the needles longer than a year, but they've just been sitting. Okay, and then I've been working on my storyteller hoodie, and I've made some progress. So I went and split for the front and the back. It's kind of discombobulated at the moment. So this is the back. We'll start there. This is the back. And you can kind of see all of the colors. It's so funny because I'm like, I don't like it on screen because it looks like big black lines, but they're not. It's like a black and hunter green and navy, or yeah, like a navy blue. Get it closer. Oh, see, now you can kind of see. It's not so solid black. But like looking at it from over here, like I like it in person. So it's bottom up, and when you get to like the armpit area, you split from the back and then the fronts, because it is a cardigan. But I finished the left front, and it's so funny because you knit across back and forth through the whole cardigan. Then when you get to do the front, you just start knitting front and back on the one. So you kind of have these big blocks. It gets thick with the raspberry and the pink, and then like this huge block of teal. Which I guess if there was a color I had to have a huge block of, especially like by my hair and my face, it would be the teal, because it complements my complexion and hair color the best. And then, so at first, so when I got the skeins of yarn, I got 6 skeins of the Norokyrian, color number 170, and I kind of looked and tried to match them all up in like sequence, color sequence, so I wouldn't have like too much orange close to each other, or too much teal, too much pink. So I ran out of the one skein, and I grabbed skein number 5, because I put post-its on them and numbered them, and I had just run out, let's see where the knot is, right as the teal was starting. Well, the other skein kind of jumped in where the pink was, because it was kind of hiding in the middle, so when I was planning it, I didn't see it down in there. So it was like a big block of pink, it was going to be another big block of pink, and I'm like, So I grabbed skein that was numbered 6, and it started exactly where this other skein left off. And then, because it worked out so well, this skein number 6 that I started using for the front had a knot in the middle. And where the knot ended, because I pulled out to the knot, because I could tell that oh, I'm going to sneeze, I think. Try not to. Because the skeins that were left at the shop, there was only a few extra after I took a sweater quantity. So I tried to pick the ones, a couple of them you could tell definitely there was way too much orange at the beginning and the end. There was going to be a knot in it. So I had a feeling there could be a knot in this. So I pulled out a little ball's worth until I got to the knot. And it's kind of awesome because where the knot was is like this raspberry pink color, which is exactly where I need to start for the right front. So when I go to actually start knitting on the right front, you can see I'm just starting the pink. So my fronts should match. This, when I knit it up, should end up having the big block of teal. So I'm so excited because I love things to be matchy-matchy. Now the back, that other skein that I originally started the front with will be in the pink, and it'll actually match up too, and there's no knot in that one. The color sequence is full. So if there is a knot, it at least stayed in sequence. So I'm going to be very, very happy color-wise with it when I'm done. I just hope that it fits. And I know I can try it on now. I really don't feel like using different needles because I'm just leaving the front hang on this. It said to put it on scrap yarn or an extra needle. And I'm like, why should I have to do that? I didn't have to put anything else on an extra needle. So I'm just going to keep working it on the same cable. And then you graft the shoulders together. So, but I'm making progress. But it looks weird because I have this like sticking out. Because this should match up about here. Because it does match. I just have all this extra fabric from knitting the front. But once I knit the other front and the back, it'll all work out. If that makes sense. I probably just confused some people. It'll work, just trust me. So I was almost concerned that I wouldn't have enough yarn for the sweater. I thought I might need to buy an extra one, but I think I'm going to be perfectly fine. I'll probably have a little bit left over. I don't know that I'd have a full skein's worth left over, and if so, the colors wouldn't have worked out if I hadn't have kind of busted into that one. But I'm excited. I'm hoping to at least have the actual sweater part done by next week. Then I'll just need the hood and all the trim and the little cap sleeves, which will be done in Cascade Deep Spruce color number 9, I want to say 9 first, 7920, which is a deep teal, which will go, the lighting is so much better in here today, which will go beautiful with the stripes. So I'm excited. I just really want this done. This has just been such a pain, and I hate feeling that way about my knitting. Like, I feel like I should enjoy every single thing I knit. That's why I knit. Is for enjoyment. So when I don't enjoy something or I stop enjoying it, it just, I don't know, it makes me sad. Best way to put it, I guess. Because I don't want to feel that way about my knitting. Because if I don't like to knit, then I wouldn't do it anymore, right? But I could put this in timeout, but I know if I put it in timeout, I will not pick it back up. I absolutely, there's no doubt in my mind about that. And then the other work in progress I have are my opal socks. It is from the Rainforest 6 collection. It is color number 4007. And since I do my socks 2 at a time, but on double points, I'm up to, you can see, there is a lime green stripe right there. So I'm that far on the other sock, and now I'm moving on to the foot of this sock, because I am going to do afterthought heels. Because that's just, for stripes is my preferred method, and honestly, they just fit me the best. I really, really like them. I know some people don't, but everyone's feet are different. And I just love this. Oh, those bright colors. Gotta get a little closer. Those are like all my favorite colors, all in one. Well, it's kind of missing the avocado green, but other than that, it's good. I haven't got to work too much on these because I've been really trying to keep up on the scarf and the sweater. And I have something else to show you that I've been working on. It's been a long time since I've been able to say, I have something all spun up. Oh yeah. So, I showed the fiber last week. It is Abstract Fibers in the, it starts with an M. I don't have the tag. I don't know. Anyways, it was like a plum purple, a lime green, and a gray. And I thought it was going to be more gray than anything else, and the purple really kind of took it over. Let's see. But it's beautiful. I think I got like 186 yards. I have it written down. So kind of show you. So it's a worsted weight. For sure. I don't spin real thin. I mean, I'd love to spin sock weight. I have no interest in lace weight. Lace weight's probably my least favorite weight of yarn to knit with. But I don't know. I seem to like to spin worsted weight. And it's really my favorite weight of yarn to knit with in general. I like to knit toys with it, cowls, mittens, sweaters, and I'm not, I don't know, like I would love to say, oh yes, I want to spin thinner, but this makes me happy. The colorway really, it's beautiful, but it's not me. So I actually have gifted this to my friend Kristen, and she was just like floored. So when I see her next weekend, she's gonna get to take it home, because she sat at the knit shop and petted it, because I took it in and showed the ladies. But it was so much fun. I forgot how much I love to spin. I just, oh, I love it so much. Excuse me. So, since she was so excited and I was just like, I love to spin. And I spin for the process, not so much the product, which is opposite my knitting. I'm not really a process knitter. I knit for the product. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the process. But I don't like to knit things that I don't find useful or practical. I don't knit things to give them away. I knit because I like to knit, but I also knit because I like things I get out of it. So, I told my friend Kristen that, you know, hey, if you ever want to buy fiber, I'll be more than happy to spin it up for you. Because I had no problem giving my hand spun away. It doesn't bother me. So at the knit shop, she picked out its frabjous fibers. It is hand-dyed BFL, and it is color number 8, which is called Cottage Garden. Take off the price tag. So it's beautiful. Frabjous fibers. And so it is greens, reds, oranges, kind of like a raspberry peach, little touches of brown. And it is so pretty. And it is so soft. So I'm very excited to spin this up. I've never spun frabjous. The abstract fiber, the fiber prep was amazing. It was wonderful. I loved it. I mean, I'd spin abstract fiber any day. We seem to mainly have BFL at the shop. It's the shop owner's favorite. I love to spin Polworth. And it's kind of sad because I have a lot of fiber in my stash. I have a lot of Polworth because it's my favorite to spin. But it's like I look in my fiber and I'm like, oh, hello, old friends. None of you are inspiring. So it's fun. I have something new to spin and I'm going to spin it and give it away, and that makes me feel good. So pretty. And then I have one Yarny goodness this week. And I got it on D-Stash, and I've seen this on Etsy, and I should have bought it when I saw it, and I didn't. And then, I feel so bad because there are so many sellers that I love that sell on Big Cartel. When I'm kind of like late night, have a few extra bucks, want to splurge, I go through Etsy. I go through all my favorite shops on Etsy and see who has what listed, and that's what I pick from. And lately it's so sad because there's not really much to pick from. That I think it's after the holidays. I don't know, people aren't dyeing stuff up or something as much. I don't know. But it just seems like shops that normally have stuff to pick from are kind of bare. So I saw this on D-Stash and I was like all over it. So it is White Birch Fiber Arts. Nothing says screw you like a rainbow. So I love this. I love rainbow things. Love anything rainbow colors because I love all colors. Even purple in its own way, it has its place. So super excited. Got this in the mail. Don't know when I'm going to knit it up. I kind of want to cast it on now, but I also have some sock. I have a crap ton of self-striping sock yarn that I want to knit. But I'm so happy to have it. Because I kind of went looking for it one day and there was none in the shop. And like I said, I just forget about Big Cartel. I feel so bad because I'm like, oh yeah, I should have looked there. Like someone will post on Instagram, look what I got from so-and-so's update. And I don't do updates anymore. I don't have time. It seems like people update now when I'm at work. And it makes me sad because there's stuff that I'd absolutely buy. And I miss out. I'm like, this whole job thing really puts a cramp in my accumulation of hand-dyed items. But it is what it is. And that's it for the knitting this week. That's it. So if you leave me now, I'll see you next week because we're going to move into Slice of Life. It was a great week. I mean, work is still stressful for me because I'm still learning new things and I keep getting new responsibilities, which is a good thing. because, I mean, it shows that they think I'm trustworthy, that I'm a good hard worker, and they think I can handle it. I think I can too, but it's just like, I feel like every time, excuse me, every time I just start like really finding my rhythm and really getting the hang of it, they throw something new at me. And so far I've risen to every challenge, which is great. Yeah. I'm liking it better. I was definitely stressed in the beginning, and it's not that I didn't like the job. I think it was just such a shock to my system after not working for so long and staying home and taking care of the kids. But it was time, and I feel like with my work schedule, my husband's new work schedule, there's just not time to do as much. So last night was a Saturday night, and I went out with my friend Kristen, and we had girls' night, and it was the most fun I've had in so long. I laughed so hard so many times, and we went shopping, and normally, like, I'll run into Kohl's, and I either go by myself, and sometimes it's hard to judge how things fit or look on you, because you're like, okay, yeah, it looks okay, but it's like, is it a good okay? Is that a bad okay? So to have a friend there to give brutal, honest opinions is so great, and I appreciate it. And then sometimes I go with my husband, you know, you ask a guy, how does it look on me? And he's like, looks great. It's fine. Whatever. Like, let's go. So we tried on clothes. We went through, like, every department, and it was so much fun. Best time. And I bought some new clothes, and I have to admit, because you all have, many of you have been with me on this whole huge, long journey, I bought a bigger pants. Just one size. But, you know, we were talking about it, and I was kind of like, you know, I put on a little bit of the weight back on. And I'm like, all my clothes are tight. And I don't feel comfortable with it. And, you know, she said something so profound to me of, just buy a bigger pair of pants. Like, who cares what the number is, what the size is. You know, when you are more comfortable, you feel more confident. And sure enough, you know what? I went out and I grabbed my favorite jeans, put them on, and they fit perfectly, and I was like, oh, like, I do feel better. I feel so much better. I don't feel like a freaking sausage in my jeans anymore. That's what I felt like. I'd, like, wiggle them on. I'm like, I just don't feel good in them. And, of course, they didn't fit real great because they were a bit small, and, because it's kind of crazy, because the ones I bought, they're a bit big, but the ones I have are a bit small, so I kind of need, like, a size between the two, and, of course, they don't make it. But that's okay. I'm like, I really hated to spend the money on new jeans. I mean, they were on sale at least, and I had a coupon because it's Kohl's, and I love Kohl's. But I think it's going to be so worth it, because I think if I feel better about myself, then I am more willing to take the time to do what I need to do to lose the weight. But let me tell you, after dinner last night, the feeling of a little bloat was going on. So I asked her, I was going to be closer to where she lives. She's about 45 minutes from me. And I'm like, okay, since you're native to that area, I'm like, where's somewhere really, really good? Like, I want to go out. It's girls' night, screw point systems, and all that. I'm like, I just want something really good. So she gave me a few ideas, and I was like, no, really, if you had to pick one place, where would it be? So we went to Michael Simon's restaurant, B-Spot, and so it's burgers, brats, and beer. They have lots of both. So we got burgers, and they have the most incredible milkshakes. So it was a chocolate sea salt caramel brownie milkshake, and it was to die for. Like, I ate every bite of burger. I drank every sip of that shake, but instead of fries, because they fry their French fries in lard, and I don't doubt that they are probably the most crispy, amazing fries in the whole wide world, but instead of getting fries, we got salads. We got side salads with burgers and a milkshake. I'm like, it's all about balance, right? So we went and ate, and then went clothes shopping. So I'm like, okay, well, it's at least good to know that on a full stomach, these pants are going to fit. But we did, and we tried on shoes, and I think we were at Kohl's for like 2 hours. And it was just so awesome to go, not feel rushed, have somebody to give feedback, whether it be good or bad. Because even when, like, the feedback, like, she'd be like, that's not working for you. It was honest, but respectful. So, you know, it doesn't hurt your feelings that way. You know it's coming from a good place. And, I've kind of on this whole thing, like this, when we bought our house, we had all these plans for it. And I know that happens to so many people. You have all these dreams and plans. Shortly after we moved into the house, my husband had lost his job, which put things back. And then he lost his job this year. I mean, we've been here 6.5 years now. And it just seems like we kind of ran into some big setbacks. We've done things very slowly. But I'm like, you know what? There's just some things that are simple, inexpensive things to do to kind of just liven it up. So I want a new bed set, right? And I found one at Kohl's and it was half off. Half off at Kohl's for things like housewares and stuff can still be pretty pricey. It was still like over $100. It was, and I was like, I told her I didn't want to carry it around because it was like a big package. I said, let's put it back and I'll think on it. Well, we put it back and I never thought about it again. It never, not once, while we were trying on jeans and shoes and looking at kitchen utensils, did I think about it once. So, we went to Target because the Target where we were has a Starbucks in it. I recently was at another Target thinking, oh, I'm going to get a coffee and go walk around. There was no coffee in that Target. Like, if I never go to that Target again, I'll be fine. So we went in and we got a coffee, and we went in and they had the most beautiful quilt with like my kind of colors, like aquas, gray, yellow, kind of a butternut yellow, big flowers. I mean, just, it's so me, so vintage looking. And it was on clearance for like $34. And I was like, there's a reason. And that other set, and I didn't think of that set until I saw that. I'm like, you know, I never thought of that set at Kohl's again. And so that was like the best thing ever. So I was like, okay, so I'll have a new quilt for my bed. I got a set of sheets to match. And I'm like, it's in the dryer right now. It's so funny. I came home last night and was up for a little bit and was tired to do it then. But I'm like so excited about it. I know it's going to kind of freshen up my bedroom, and just, it was something inexpensive. And so it's just little things like that I want to get done this year. We totally like want to redo our bathroom, and I'm like, that's not happening this year. Maybe next year. But all things in time. And I think doing little things at a time will make a big difference. So I want to feel better about myself. I want to feel better about my surroundings. Because I'm determined this year's going to be a better year. And January was already better than I think all of last year. It was busy, it was crazy, learning so many new things at work, but I feel so good about it. Like, I didn't realize how getting back into the workforce was going to boost my self-confidence. I kind of went into it feeling old and underqualified, and now I'm like, yeah, I can do this. Like, I got this. So, it's been a good week. We've decided we're going to try to do girls' night once a month. So, this week when I weighed in, I did lose, like, what, 1.8? Which is good. I'm afraid I thought I was going to gain. I really did. And I'm like, oh, man, after that burger and that shake, if I gained, you know what, it was worth it. And today's February 1st, I'm right back on it. I'm not going to let yesterday throw me down and derail the progress I'm trying to make. But man, I'm like, oh, end of February, we're like already talking about, maybe we'll go somewhere. I was like, it's been a while since I've been to like a really good Mexican restaurant. She's like, I got the place for you. So, it gives me something to look forward to, kind of like a goal, right? Like, I'm going to do so good through these next few weeks, and then I'm going to reward myself by going out and having this lavish, delicious meal, and laughing. You know, they say laughter's good for the soul, and it's so true. So, okay, that's enough rambling about me. So, I'm Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I'm RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Fitbit, and Weight Watchers. And until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.